We have a long and international experience, a long experience in large-scale implementation of innovation, from basic one like SMS to mobile money, which is much more complex. And in the health sector, we have a real expertise. We've been working in this sector for more than 10 years, and we have a business unit dedicated to healthcare, Orange Healthcare, which is supporting the subsidiary in developing mHealth and eHealth services. Can now bring you through give you an overview of our services. So we've already implemented some services in West Africa, like collection of health data, also tracking of epidemic disease outbreak. Also in Ivory Coast, we have a service allowing people to check where is the nearest pharmacy on duty. In Cameroon, we also have a service allowing people to subscribe to medical insurance through their mobile, through Orange Money. In Mauritius, we have an hospital completely connected with full IP connectivity. In Madagascar, we've already launched a tele-oncology project. In Egypt and Botswana, we have a very successful teledermatology project. And in Kenya, we have already a project with KEMSA and Qualcomm to track ARV stocks. And today we are launching m-pedigree. So we are partnering with m-pedigree to track counterfeit medicine. We know that counterfeit medicine is a big issue. It's very difficult to make the difference between an approved and counterfeit medicine. And today we estimate that counterfeit drugs represent about 30% of the medicines market in Kenya. Today, with the m-pedigree service, you can now check if the medicine you're buying is genuine or not. And you can do this by sending a free SMS to 3093. So it's free for end user to check if the medicine is genuine.
The biggest problem here, which as generic manufacturers will face, is the cost related to the labeling and the availability of this product. So we request, if there is some sort of subsidized pricing that can be done, it can really help the patient in the long run. I'm sure the pharma sector will be willing to work with other relevant government arms to see if the above innovation can succeed to stamp out counterfeits and substandards. I don't think I have much to say, but I think it's on behalf of the pharma sector we can work together. But I think as major problem will be the cost related to this, and when we are as generic manufacturers trying to reduce cost of the medication, we still need assistance to see if it can even be better.
Counterfeiters are not stupid people. They keep changing goalposts from time to time. If they miss drugs, they'll go for money, they go for passports, but today's concern is drugs. So what we are doing today is just to prepare a weapon, because we know anything can happen. Two, it is true, Honorable Groby and the Minister, that prices tend to account for some of these activities, because when the prices are above limits of affordability, then people go for anything. Some will go to Loliondo maybe, and as the other day were being pinned by Parliament, if we create alarm, then people will go to Parliament or Loliondo for treatment. What we are saying is that we know the problem has occurred elsewhere, so we are not an island in this world. But as you realize, Mr. Groby, in 1993, our government passed what they call Essential Goods and Services Amendment Act, where prices were sort of liberalized in an effort that the prices would, or rather, they will calm down like the water finds its own level. But then cartelling came in. So you'll find somebody controlling 50 products and he will fix the prices. So these are the kind of things that we are experiencing, and we need collective effort. Our national drug policy, Honourable Minister, is before Cabinet, and some of these issues are being addressed, including protection of intellectual property rights, because Kenya adopted intellectual property regimen in 2001. Uganda still has moratorium up to 2015, Tanzania up to 2014, but we already adopted the regiment. But maybe for the brand companies, we need to work as a sovereign community, because now there is free trade. Even if we stick to the regiment here, including the extended one, people who work with Tanzania and get it. So I'm just thinking that maybe as a way out, we may have to work as a group, just like we work with Interpol for East Africa. Tiered pricing, as I said, if you walk to Ethiopia and you get a drug, 40% of what is in Kenya market, then people will be tempted. So we all must agree that we make sure that the prices are reasonable to all.
Today I am very proud to be Orange to be part of this initiative. And thank you for joining us to celebrate the first step of e-health and the first step done in this big country, Kenya. I would like to thank particularly Bwana Waziri to be with us, because without his leadership and initiative, nothing could happen. Thank you, Bwana Waziri, for you supporting this initiative. And special thanks for our partners, the Pharmacy Board, UCL, m-pedigree, France Telecom Corporate, and of course, Orange Telecom employees. All this committee make this product happen. Of course, health and e-health changed today with Orange, because it's the first step coming in the country. Country fit is big issues, like the MD highlighted today. I know it is big issues to support when you are making a generic product. It is cost, but I think when you're doing this one, you kill the counterfeit. And today, like you know, better than me, a lot of counterfeit medicine is happening in Kenya. Around 30% of drugs in Kenya is counterfeit. And today, due to our partnership, we succeed to sort it out, this problem. I advise Minister of ICT and the government and let's say PS in demo should be here today, but unfortunately he has some counter time to do the same. Because today in telecom we are facing the same problem as handset, but of course not the same impact. Because bad medicine could generate bad health and diseases, but counterfeit handset only disturbs vendors. Why I think this is the first step to make it happen. Now I advise the telecommunication sector to do the same. Maybe we have to find another m-pedigree to do the same services to help the counterfeit and to support, let's say, the citizen. Orange since long time are looking for these e-health activities. Why today in our corporate, in our group, we have a dedicated department following this e-health, making study, answering for all needs in different countries. That means it is the first step, and like Esther presented at the beginning of the debate, we have a lot to come. Today, these services, due to m-pedigree services, we could, like she presented, using a free SMS to 393 to send the code and to be sure the medicine is healthy. This is the first step done. I think it is what we can say, meaning Telecom will be part of this initiative. And what I am proud for this, because alone we cannot make it. Today with all partners it is done. We launched this solution today, and I think more to come in the future. What I could say today, health change with Orange. And I would like to thank you, all of us, to make this product available, to support the Kenyan, and especially to fight the counterfeit in medicine. Thank you very much, and thank you for your support, all partners, and our to be here. Thank you.
The step we should take to respond effectively to your concern, and to our concern too, because that is really the heart of the problem. One, we must have a list of essential drugs. These are the drugs that are essential in Kenya. We must. The second thing is to have the volume of those drugs consumed in this country. Because the volume will determine whether it is going to be open to imports or it can be economically produced locally. Because as Kipkari says, in this day and age with WTO compliance and so on, and of course we also belong to the East African Community market and so on, it may be very difficult, A, to close our borders to imports, and 2, to have successful price controls. That's just the economic reality of the free market. But there are certain steps one can take within a free market to mitigate against the concerns that Chris has. So the third thing we need to do is to establish a line of drugs used in particular diseases. Malaria is okay, we know malaria. We know the volume of drugs we use. Malaria is under control. And malaria drugs, is very easy for us to say, Palu, the nun is universal, we produce the malaria drugs we need, and Cosmo, forget the others coming from elsewhere. It's very easy, because it's a heavy volume drug. We know where it is used. It is taken to every dispensary, health center, and public hospital, and so on. But when you come to some lines of drugs, I'll give you a personal example. After undergoing my radiation for prostate cancer, I have to receive a drug every 3 months called Zoladex. Now, if I ask in this room how many people are on Zoladex, maybe only myself. Ama sivyo? Kuna mwingine? Hakuna. If there is, they don't want to say so. Anyway, now, it is going to be very difficult to say that if the consumption of Zoladex is very limited, to say Zoladex is only going to be produced in Kenya, because the person producing will not have economies of scale to do it, isn't it? So you may say, yes, we shall import Zoladex competitively through whatever, or just open the free market. But then there's a fourth thing that we could do, which can cater for the cost of those kinds of drugs, and that is to commercialize KEMSA. To have a commercial division of KEMSA which can purchase those drugs cost effectively and supply them to the local market at a price Kenyans can afford, just rather than leave it to the free market. So the commercialization of KEMSA is extremely important. The fifth thing we need to do is to have contract manufacturing, either with our local manufacturers of essential drugs or with some foreign manufacturers, or with both. So we say that, look, these drugs, we consume them in large numbers every year. We shall have a contract with you for 5 years. The price will not vary during these 5 years, whatever happens. We assure you of the market, and we know that during the next 5 years, prices are not going to play kwasa-kwasa with ourselves, isn't it? Panda, shuka. Now, to me, Chris, if we take those 5 steps, even within the WTO arrangement on COMESA and East African Community, we shall still be playing by the rules of the game. And I think those 5 measures may help substantially to reduce the cost of drugs in this country. We have made this proposal to the Cabinet, and we hope discussions can be held constructively, and in the finance come up with a drugs policy which will reduce the cost of drugs in this country. If you go to India, I was in India the other day, what you buy in India for 10 Kenyan shillings, you buy here for 100 Kenyan shillings. You go to Addis Ababa, what you buy in Addis Ababa for 20 Kenyan shillings, you buy here for 100 Kenyan shillings. So you wonder why should drugs be cheaper in Addis Ababa and in India than Kenya. So there are certain things that we need to do as a government and as an industry to make sure. And of course, finally, just to reduce the cost of doing business in the country. The cost of water, cost of electricity, cost of transport, delay in transport because of jams and so on. I mean, if we reduce the cost of doing business, all kinds of prices will come down. I'm sure, Chris, you know that. And so does Palu. So maybe that's why we are investing in heavy investment in infrastructure and so on, so that in about 4, 5, 6 years' time, things will come coming down. Thank you.